Hello, everybody. I have Courtney Long with me. Courtney is the principal at Midvale Middle School, and Courtney used to teach Spanish at Brighton High School. And he's got a ton of experience in how to best support our ML students. So today we're going to focus on supporting our ML students and their families during parent-teacher conferences in this 5-minute PD. So, Courtney, what do you think are the biggest things a teacher needs to know when supporting their ML students and the parents and guardians during the parent-teacher conferences?
Because as a whole school, first of all, what we do is we make sure that all communication goes out via Parent Square, so it's getting home in their to them in their home language. I think that's the most important part. Oftentimes, we made flyers or things like that, and those flyers don't translate. So we've gone to a strict policy of no flyers, just straight text into the Parent Square. This year, actually, we are doing the scheduling through Parent Square as well. So it won't go out through Skyward, where it's only in English. It will be in their home language with the instructions of how to sign up for an appointment via phone, or the instructions that they are for the in-person night. So I think those are preparatory things that we do to help the situation during the night of. During the night of, we have interpreters here in each of our different locations where their teachers are at. Each teacher has a sign that says interpreter needed. So that's an immediate way. It's like in a very hot pink color, so it's not hard to see. And our interpreters can get straight there. So that communication on the in-person night can happen. Those people are there. We have a welcomer, a greeter at the front of the school to welcome everyone that is bilingual in Spanish and English. We know that doesn't cover everybody, but that covers a large portion of the people to welcome them, greet them, tell them what's going on. And then from there, with some of our Arabic speaking families, we do a lot of pre-work in terms of calling these families with an interpreter through Linguistica or through one of the district interpreters and inviting them personally to the in-person conferences and finding out if they would prefer on the phone, and then making the arrangements from there. So there's a lot of pre-work done, and I think is the most important thing in terms of making it an inviting atmosphere for them when they're actually here.
That's awesome. That's a lot of ways to help support our families beforehand. If I'm a new teacher, let's just say this is my first year teaching, and I'm going into that one-on-one parent conference right now, or one-on-three, depending on the mom, dad, the student are there, or the guardians and the student are there. What advice would you give to that teacher?
We talk to them about using simple, clear, concise language. There's no need to go into details with things. We also talk about having visuals or graphs that can show scores and things like that, that can help visually give the idea of how their student's doing. We talk about using hand signals. A simple thumbs up can go a long way, right? Things are going
Yes.
great.
Yep.
Your student's awesome. Things like that. And I think the smiling, your non-verbal communication is important as well. So those are the tips that we give them. And from there, we do have our administration out and about to help with anything. If there's a miscommunication or how we can intervene and help those new teachers, we do that as well.
Awesome. So as we know, one of the most powerful relationships you can have in supporting a student is going to be building that relationship with the parent or guardian. That way, if there's ever a bump in the road, or even if there's not a bump, it goes the other direction, you have their support. After parent-teacher conferences, what are some ways that teachers can maintain that communication with the parents and guardians?
We have a big push with our parents and getting them on Parent Square, like I said, because that is the way that our parents, our community has best responded to our communications. They like the idea of it being a text. Email is not a big thing. We don't have a lot of formal emailers out there, right? Sometimes we do, and parents are able to make Parent Square go to their email. So that's an option for them as well. But these text messages is where they've really liked it, because that's something that almost anybody does, whether it be text message or WhatsApp is something that
Right.
they people use all over the world to communicate with one another. So they already know how to do it. So we really focus on that. And that's where we told our teachers and our parents is you can message your teachers at any time and they'll get back to you. And so we have lots of Parent Squares going back and forth. In terms of middle schools, I think we're one of the top using middle schools of Parent Square, just because of our community and how it facilitates communication between us and the community.
It's awesome. That's our 5 minutes. It was short and sweet. Courtney, thank you so much for your time and your great advice.
Thank you, Scott. Take care.
You too. Bye.